Everyone, my name is Suresh Kumar Chauhan. I am a third semester student of Executive MBA at a New England college. Recently, I moved on from transition from an agency recovery team to the pricing analytics team at a city. I was also promoted to the role of vice president. So, this video reflects my business success in this term that but before I want to talk about what I contributed to my towards the organization, I want to talk about my onboarding and a learning curve experience as well. Transitioning into the new role was a steep learning curve. Unlike my previous work, which was more operational and a performance focus, this role demanded deep analytical modeling for financial forecasting as well as a good pricing knowledge in a unsecured lending business streams. My early challenge included understanding the pricing in the unsecured lending business, getting up to the speed with how the business works, as well as navigating a new stakeholder landscape that spanned across product, risk, finance, as well as marketing to some extent. I leaned heavily on a self-paced training, team knowledge, as well as frequent meeting with the more experienced team members. I also tried to apply frameworks that I learned in throughout the semester to build trust-based collaboration as well as navigate the coordination problems. This ramp up phase was intense but necessary, and it laid the groundwork for my contribution to highly impacted projects. So my initial weeks on onboarding weeks as well as catching up, I was staffed on APR rebalancing initiative for one of our largest retail co-brand partners. APR stands for annual percentage raise. While I can't disclose the partner or sensitive financial information, I can share the nature of the work. The project was driven by the need to optimize risk adjusted returns by refining APR tier structures. Over time, pricing misalignments emerges due to microeconomic shift as well as evolving customer behavior. Our goal was to implement more precise segmentation of customers based on updated risk and profitability profiles. My responsibility included sizing estimations, revenue benefit forecasting, mock test, and simulations. To expand on these responsibilities, I led the efforts to estimate how many customers would be impacted under the increased APR shift using historical data as well as the updated credit information. I worked with the finance and a data team to model a potential revenue benefits. I also worked on a mock simulation uh, test to ensure test and control population where do not show much of a difference. This required working cross-functionally with the product teams as well as to ensure every assumption was tested and stakeholder aligned. Several things contributed to success of this project, and the key learnings through the projects where I learned to balance quantitative output with a business sense. Team so this rate might be beneficial to the company, but understanding how this affects the customer sentiment as well as the brand trust was also equally important. As a new team member, I focused on asking the right questions rather than pretending to have all the answers. This approach earned me the trust of a team and allowed me to contribute meaningfully. The tools from the MBA classrooms as well also helped me in throughout this period. If To answer the last part of the question, what I could have done differently, if I could rewind and do one thing differently, I would try to engage with the customer insight team earlier in the modeling process. Our simulations were heavily quantitative, focused on financial impact as risk, but lacked early stage input on a customer perception or a long term engagement metrics. This include qualitative data, which could have helped to refine our customer segmentations. This project was not only about one of the business exercise, but for me it was powerful exercise to transition from being a tactical operator in a recovery team to a strategic leader influencing profit and loss outcomes. The confidence to own a key work stream, ask the right questions, influence the decision making came from a foundation laid in the program, both in technical competence as well as leadership mindset. Outcome was more than just a forecasted revenue uplift, it was strengthening of a key partner relationship and establishing the trust within the new team. This this semester to give the final thoughts. This semester has been transformational. The new tool, the new role, and the new capabilities. While the project was a success, what I value most is the learning journey and how I was able to connect the real world impact with the academic principles I learned throughout the semester as well throughout the coursework as well as my past educational journey. I'm grateful for the opportunity to work on such a high-stake initiatives early in my transition, and I'm more excited to continue building on this experience. Thank you for listening to my reflection.